This is the Wine Tasting with Comedians podcast. I am your grateful host, Lyall Behrens. We got a special guest in the building. He's appeared on Last Comic Standing. You can catch him on the Before the Bell podcast. Martin Morrow, ladies and gentlemen.
Big Lyall, how's it going, baby?
Good. How you feeling?
Good,
How you
man.
feeling? You look nice.
You do too, man. I was gonna say you look smooth.
I've been upgrading in certain areas of my life subtly.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, you look very like a '90s R&B singer who's doing like a reunion tour.
It's like, I don't know. I've been like just getting my I started going to a better gym.
Yeah.
I started upgrading the wardrobe, just doing little things, just getting more girls when I'm out, just doing bringing my sanity a little more and being less so career focused.
I feel you, right?
It can drive you crazy.
It's just so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking 12 months. It's not like an 82 game basketball season. It's every fucking day.
Yeah.
We going for this. So with that said, I haven't seen you since October, our show in North Hollywood.
That's right. Yeah, I think that was the last time.
What's been going on with you? What's something noteworthy going on with you right now that's has nothing to do with comedy?
Noteworthy going on with me that has nothing to do with comedy. So I surprised my mom for her 64th birthday.
Oh, nice.
This past Friday, yeah. So I was able to. So I had a show. I had a show in South Carolina, and I drove to Alabama. It's about a 4.5 hour drive, and set up a dinner for her where I was able to get a lot of her close friends and family and people from different states and stuff. And she was very surprised. And then afterwards, she told me that was her first birthday party ever.
Really?
Yes.
She Jehovah's Witness or something? Or
No, just I think her parents grew up kind of poor.
Yeah.
And I don't think that celebrating birthdays was a big thing in the 60s and 70s, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They probably said that's some white people shit. How come we don't have a birthday? That's some white people shit. That's what black parents would do.
Yeah. And then she was in college, and then she had me, and I've been away from home since pretty much since I was 21. So
you jumped off the porch early.
Yeah. So I never really considered, I got to throw my mom a birthday party. It's just, you just think, this phone call or this, text or I'll send you a gift and kind of keep it moving. But yeah, when she said that and that was the best birthday she's ever had, that put a lot in perspective of just what we kind of take for granted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday to moms, man.
Happy birthday, Mom, man.
So one thing that's is kind of funny going on with me. So it's like you've seen the outside of where I live, and it's it's not shitty, but it's not nice either.
Yeah.
And so my building's under new management, and it's so before they were these ducks that stayed at the pool, and they're oh yeah, you can't. They're an endangered species, and it's because you motherfuckers keep feeding them. That's why they won't leave. And it was just because they didn't want to clean the pool. Now we got new management. You can use the pool, and it's okay, that's cool. But they're going a little too far because my building is it's neighborhood gentrifiers like myself. It's LA gentrifiers because I live in a Korean neighborhood. Yeah. Then it's family, Mexican families, Asian families, and just fucking old people. And they're trying to do these things to get everybody together. It is just kind of sad. Because they're oh yeah, we gonna do a Halloween party that's after Halloween because the Dodgers are playing. And it's okay, you got to commit to it. It's okay, if you get in the families, get a bounce house for the kids. If you commit to the young adults, get a bartender. Yeah. But it's just sort of kind of hey, bring whatever you want. I'm I don't want to talk to no kids or old people,
Yeah.
They're not committing.
Yeah. So do you think that has harmed the community, or do you think it's just there's been no growth? There's
been no growth. That's yeah, because I walked by a Halloween thing that they were going, and it was some bad techno music playing, and it was some kids running around. I'm this is some sad shit. I'm glad I didn't come here. Yeah. And they're trying to do movie nights, and it's just I feel you need one of those kind of $3,000 a month, $2,500 a month apartments. Where it's there's a media, there's multiple media. Remember when we did that show in the Arts District, the wedding reception private show? That was a fucking nice place where you could do shit like that.
No, there was some show I did where I couldn't even find where the room was. I got lost trying to get inside. I fucked up my tires and everything. So shows like that or places like that, that's when you're doing good. Yeah. Yeah, I was man, this lobby's nice. They got a waterfall that's a ball. It was crazy.
That was a fucking fun show.
Yeah.
So thing we like to do in here is I pick out a wine that I think suits the comedian's personality and style. Okay. And for you, I got a a rosé from the Central Coast.
Oh.
So I got this for you because, Martin, you feel like rosé. You are very, rosé is very accessible to white women. You are very, you're very white people accessible.
All right.
It's like you're wearing a pink polo right now. Like you just
Yeah.
Like I feel like you just got done like like nigger at the country club. Like,
Whoa. I said that.
See, you don't even fucking know if you did or not. That's what I'm saying. Like you blend into it well. Rosé knows its place as a comedian, as an actor. You are very professional and you are very like succinct. Like you're one of my favorite people to host my shows, my live comedy shows. Like because you are tight. You always bring a strong sense of professionalism. Rosé can also be like a little, like it's sweet on the front end, but it's like, wow, that's a little bitter. Like you're somebody like, you'll do some things with me when I'm like, what the fuck was that, nigga? Like, you're like you're a little vinegary. You're what I would call a vinegary nigga. Like you, Larry Wilmore, Kenya Barris, the Hughes brothers. Like you got like little vinegary nigga, like you're a little like.
Vinegar.
There we go. You see what I'm saying?
Vinegary.
Yeah. I know you be hitting your ERs. That's why I said that earlier.
Well, you weren't saying it with that was like you a vinegary nigga. All right, yeah, yes you were. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that came out too naturally.
It did. Yeah. But I mean, and that's why you're rosé, and you're also somebody festive. You dress up like you are like a true actor. You're like, oh, I get to dress up. I kind of think that's the main reason you like acting. I think you like dressing up. And, rosé is a very festive wine with the bubbles. And to me, that's just you all the way.
All right. I appreciate that.
So let's get the aromas first before we taste. All right, I get some nice, put some like strawberry on that.
Yeah. I get a hint of alcohol is in there, definitely.
No, alcohol definitely shines very strong through rosé more than any other grape.
Yeah.
Strawberry, I get like a little orange peel.
Yeah, definitely some fruits were laced in this.
Yeah, this is like summer fruit, I would say.
This is a fun, like, what's it? I was lying in the corner of one.
Keep going.
Steal my sunshine. That's a rosé. Like that would be the commercial. There's people out in a field.
Yeah.
I was lying in the corner somewhere the other day for last week, indulging in my usual sleep.
Wait, is this a song or a commercial?
It's a song.
What song is that?
If You Steal My Sunshine, I think by like Lynn or something like that. I think is her name. It was like it came out in like '98.
Oh yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh yeah, you weren't around, man.
I was listening to Hard Knock Life. I'm lying. I was listening to Big Willie Style.
Yeah,
I want to sound hard. I was listening to Big Willie Style.
On, man. Everybody was. Will Smith doesn't get enough appreciation as a rapper, bro.
Big Willie Style was like a fucking classic. Yeah. And you could like play it and it still sounds good now.
I would if I had a movie that I was trying to sell to families, I would put in a song from that album, yeah.
Cheers. See what we get. Tell me what you get on the notes.
It tastes like me.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little vanilla,
my cum.
Martin, I'm very prissy. I'm very prissy. Did we have to go bridge and tunnel with it? You know how I get over cum and farts and like I'm very.
Well, I didn't know cum was in there. I knew about the other stuff.
Yeah. I'm very like, and we can get into that later. But
literally anything from the bottom, from waist down, is just you.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like I get like really easily grossed out because like I'm very visual. So it's like I'm somebody like I'll get excited over things like if a woman says like, yeah, I'm getting my cheeks clapped, I'm like, oh really? I imagine the ass bouncing. I get excited. She
calls you in the middle of her getting her cheek clapped to tell you she's getting her cheeks clapped.
Are you asking if that's ever happened?
No, that's what just the scenario.
No. Just like, oh, I'm gonna get my cheeks clapped later. I'm just like, got it. It could be a girl I'm not attracted to, but then I'm like, yeah, I like the way you say it. It sounds very appetizing. Yeah, and she may not even have ass.
But everyone has cheeks,
Everybody has butt cheeks.
Yeah.
Anyways, I get like, strawberry. This is
Definitely fruitful.
but like a light fruit, and then it still kind of got that little bitter like finish.
Yeah, it's like it.
This is you, dog.
This is me.
This is so abrupt. Like, this is my cum. I was not expecting that.
That's what makes it funny.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Every comic makes me uncomfortable too when they like taste the wine and they get a joke off about bodily fluids.
Oh, this happens a lot?
Yeah, and I'm just like, did you have to go there?
Who's done the worst one?
Who had you so far?
Oh, nice. Okay.
Right behind you was Jeremy Scipio.
I can see that.
Yeah, because I had Petite Verdone. He's like, that means small dick. And I'm like, hey, man. Hey, bro. I get very... I know, I'm very prissy for a comedian.
Which your stage presence would not elude one to think you'd be a prissy person.
Because I'm like very abrasive with my crowd work.
Sort of, yeah.
And I talk about, you said that your girl said like, and I quote, and she said that like, Lyall like kind of talks about women kind of weird.
Yeah, you're like, I will be on stage and be like, when was the last time you got fucked? You ever got fucked by a nigga who do comedy? And you're like, hey, this is how you open? All right, man.
I've been a little out of pocket lately, honestly. Hey,
man, if that's how you shoot, that's how you shoot. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Oh, I shoot like Kobe in his last game. No, but like one thing with wine is like is very informed by real estate, the grapes, like, where it's where the grapes are from, and will inform the type of wine you get. And I feel the same can be said for comedians and artists. So Martin, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Birmingham, Alabama, although I was born in Fort Worth, Texas. So I spent my first 5 years of life in Texas, and then when my parents got divorced, my mom drove us back to Birmingham, where her family's from.
You said us. I thought you were an only child.
I am an only child.
Okay.
So
You and
mom.
her. Yeah. All right. So elephant in the room is, so you're from Birmingham, Alabama, but you don't have an accent.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
I think it kind of got neutralized at some point in my adulthood. I've lived in a lot of other places, Chicago, New York, here, and I think over time it just gone away. But if I'm down there for like a few days, it comes back. If I drink for the night, if I'm like drinking whiskey, it comes back. So and certain words are very Alabama-esque, I'd say.
What's an Alabama word where your like accent will come out?
Y'all, like
okay, y'all, with the O. Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Can you notice the difference between like Birmingham, Alabama, and say like an Arkansas accent or a Texas Southern accent or Louisiana? Like, can you notice the difference? Like, you from a different part of the South?
Yeah, Louisiana is very drawled out and more like,
what's going on, Daddy?
Yeah,
it's a little Caribbean.
Yeah, little, like something else is in their mouth while they're talking. You guys, listen going on one time. I saw them. They were standing over there right by the way there now. Texas is like kind of methodical, very how do you say it? We I wouldn't go around there if I were you, right? Like that kind of thing. Arkansas is just dumb. Just like they got hit over the head right before they started talking.
Is there like a little bit of Arkansas, like Alabama, Arkansas hierarchy? Because to us in California, just like all y'all's like racist and like whatever.
Yeah.
Or like not the black people, but it's like
some of the black people too.
That's okay. Yeah. But is there like a little bit of like look down on like from like state wise you guys have in the South?
I feel like we yes and no, but I think it's in a dumber way than you'd expect. Like it's more so we don't look down on Arkansas as much as we're like, oh, we're close to Arkansas, so maybe we should flip it and say New York, look at all those liberal pussies or whatever. You think you're better than me because you're from California? Like that kind of shit. Yeah.
I mean, but like, be honest. Like, since you left, don't you feel like a little superiority complex, like compared to people back home?
At times, I think that I try to put myself in check of, when I go home, because like these are still my people, still my friends and shit like that. But at the same token, it's like some of them I do feel if I get into a spat with them, especially when it comes to politics, I'm like, oh, none of you niggas did homework on this.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
you niggas don't know the 3 branches of government. Yeah.
But there's the South everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Like California is like Southern California is just Orange County. You have the South.
And Central California.
Yeah, Indiana has it the South. Michigan has it. Like every place has that rural, dirty area of like, oh man, y'all, you could leave, right? Like that kind of deal. But we don't think of it like that. We think of, oh, the South is the South, and it's like, no, every place has that shit.
True. Where'd you start doing stand up?
I started at college at Auburn University.
And that is Auburn is
it's in Alabama, but on the border of like Alabama and Georgia.
That's where Charles Barkley went.
Yes, Bo Jackson, Cam Newton as well.
Some good athletes there.
There's some good athletes. Me and the marching band.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Like Nick Cannon.
Yes, exactly like Nick Cannon. The Auburn University marching band was just like Nick Cannon's from Drumline.
How realistic? Wait, is Auburn HBCU? Auburn's not HBCU.
Oh no.
Yeah, I figured. Charles Barkley went there. Charles Barkley ain't going to no nigga
Nigga,
school.
the most exciting part of our is when we play like Lowrider. That was like, this is some black shit right here for us.
By Cypress Hill?
No, Lowrider by
War?
War.
War, okay, yeah. What was I gonna say? So you started doing stand up in college.
Mm-hmm.
What was your first time on stage like? Was it like in a cafeteria? Like what was it?
It was in the Foy Student Center. It was an open mic, and I started off as part of a duo, believe it or not. We were Tubby and Martin, and we wrote all the jokes in my dorm, and I think we went after someone who was doing poetry or some shit or like playing guitar. And the first time was like really, really good. Like we got a good reception. And just kept trying to ride the momentum. So every month we'd be back there. But then he got his first girlfriend. So like his priorities were.
That's how it always begins and ends.
Fucking Yoko Ono, man.
Yeah.
Of a comedy duo at college. But yeah, the first time was like really good. The first time I was by myself though, the first time I did it by myself was because he got too busy. And we were like, oh, we didn't write anything. Let's try improv. Neither one of us had done improv before, and it sucked. And so I had written some jokes of my own, and I tried that later on that night. That was on my own Paul McCartney journey, and like that went really well to the point I was like super arrogant, thinking like, oh, I'm the shit.
I wouldn't say much has changed.
I think I'm a little bit more humble now.
You are.
Yeah, man. And then I did a competition and bombed my dick off, like sweating profusely. I was trying to joke from like Martin the TV show. I was like, I have an Uncle Willie Lester. He talks like this, and he said, "Bring your ass." I can make a boat sail on dry land, and saying shit like that. And they were not. This crowd of white 19-year-olds just was not fucking with it. So,
but you were like a black 20-year-old though, I assume.
I was black 18, 19.
Yeah. Okay, so you say you were in the marching band. How realistic is drumline?
I think for that type of band, you won't go out and like fight other people.
Yeah. We play the drums on other dudes.
Yeah. We wouldn't do shit like that. But and even like black bands didn't really do that. But
was it like intense, the training like they displayed?
The training is very, like, you do have to run, you do have to, like, sprint, stare, stuff like that, because it's so exhausting. I mean, you're doing essentially like a sometimes 6 to 10 minute routine on the field where you have to, it can be intricate, you're moving while also playing an instrument. So like I play trombone, so we have to, it's mapped out how each move is supposed to look and how it's supposed to sway, because it's a design from like up top. So if you're at the top of like the stadium, you can see, oh, they just formed a giant AU and shit like that.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
man.
cool. So I want to fast forward. You're in LA. You're doing very well.
Oh, thank you.
You're doing well. Yeah. I get like a little jealous sometimes.
Really?
No, you know why? Because it's like you remind me when like I enjoyed life.
Okay.
You know, where I'm just like everything's popping. You got yourself like, you got your white girlfriend, and let's be honest, niggas are very at peace when we have a white or Mexican girlfriend.
I mean, I think it varies. I've had peace with all races.
Martin, come on now. I ain't never seen you smile. I ain't known you that long, but I've never seen. You seem very happy.
Yeah, no, I'm in a good place. But that's when I was dating a black girl, she was cool. When I was dating, I've had white girls who are not cool. I've dated Koreans who weren't that fun.
Well, don't get me started on that.
What? But I'd love to say, but I've also dated other Asian women who are great. So you never know. I think it's all individual based.
See, I was just trying to coon, and then now you got me looking like an unfun coon, and I was just trying to coon and like niggas got that white girl, and you're like, well, Lyall, any race is a good time. I'm like, God, how you gonna out California me?
Hey man, you're not getting me caught up on Twitter.
I know, right?
I know how this nigga was trying to clown black women. Honestly, no, man,
that is not what I was trying to do. This was not about black women. This was about niggas being overly excited to be with white girls and Latinas. That's all I was saying.
I'm happy in my relationship and happy for anyone else who is in their relationships as well, doing whatever they need to do with the people that they love and enjoy.
I'm just saying, shit's going well. Like, shit's going well for you, and I recognize the glow.
Yeah,
that's all I'm
Thank
saying. That's
you.
all I'm saying. I'm like, man, good for my mans. Trying to walk out of this.
Yeah, man. I don't know if you can tell. I have something coming up that I don't want to get fucked up. So that's me.
No, I can tell you. Like, here's my problem with you LA niggas. It's like y'all come on here and then like. But y'all be like working on shit, and it's like I know you outside of, and I ain't gonna talk about the shit we really be talking about. But it's like I know niggas outside of this, and y'all come on here and you with your little fucking auditions, and you're like writing packets, and then you get in here, and then I'm like, let's pod, and you guys are like, well, I just really think it's like you guys get NBA post game interview on me, and like
NBA post game.
You know, we just need to play defense instead of like the refs fucking up, like it's. But you can't say the refs fucking up because you get fined, and you can't say like, yeah, Asian girls be boring because you got goals.
No, she let me choke her and shit. She just was saying like, I wouldn't say she was boring, but she was like,
I feel like every girl is
threatening to kill herself for fucking because her job made her come in. So I was like, all right, well, this isn't for me.
I mean, never mind.
No, say it. No, we're gonna coon. Right? If you want a coon, Lyall.
Lyall wants the coon. I want a coon, Jerry. Okay, so here's the thing, right? I feel girls just I feel like when people are just in bad spaces in relationships, they just always be threatening to kill themselves. Like they just say some regular shit.
Yeah,
not that I've done it.
Yeah, well, she wasn't threatening to kill herself because of me. She had some shit going on at work where like they wanted her to. It was like right after the pandemic, where they're like, hey, we're going to start doing going back in the office like once a week. And so she was like, I'm thinking about telling them I'm going to kill myself if I do. I'm like, that's a lot, man. Like, just go in.
Is it wrong that I don't think that's extreme? I'm like, no, that's a good idea. Like, no, you should tell them that. And then that'll like milk that mental health bullshit,
I don't know. I felt like that was too much because it was only like a day or two. And it wasn't even like a far drive.
Okay, that's a bit much, but I'm like I agree with her heart, not her head. Is what I'm
yeah, the sentiment.
Yeah, I agree with the sentiment. Like
whatever it takes to not have to go in the office.
Sometimes you gotta threaten to burn the van down.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope she's doing well.
Yeah. But to somebody that is doing well, Martin Morrow.
Yeah.
So you've done some pretty cool things in your career, and I just kind of want to go through some of them. Last Comic Standing.
Yeah.
So one thing for comedians is like we really like us getting a TV credit is basically like us getting like a bachelor's or a master's. It's saying like, hey, we've done some shit. You should let us headline, and we can command a little bit more money than comedians that have not done certain like Conan or Last Comic Standing, what have you. It's not like we want to get on the Tonight Show because like we fucking love Jay Leno or Jimmy Fallon. We want to do it because of what it could do for our career moving forward. So you did Last Comic Standing.
Yeah.
First off, what was the experience like doing it?
Man, so I was out doing Riot Fest. This would have been 2015, and one of the bookers for for Last Comic Standing saw me and was like, "Oh, that joke you did, I love it. I'm one of the producers of Last Comic Standing. Would love for you to audition and do that joke." And I was like, "Yeah." So that was my first time at the Hollywood Improv. That's where I did the audition. Fucking ripped, right? Just did like a 5-minute set. And then they booked me for the show, and my manager at the time really didn't want me to go on it. He was like, "No, because if that's your first credit, then like, what if you don't get anything else, or like people will like use that as da 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 da." And I was like, I don't have shit on my IMDb, so if it's a weak credit, it's a weak credit, but it's still a credit.
Yeah.
And plenty of people use it. Some of them have only been like fucking as an extra, being shown and waiting in line. So I could say I did stand up on NBC. So that alone was incredible. And like Roseanne Barr loved me, and Norm Macdonald enjoyed me as well. Keenan Ivory Wayans was the other host. He was the only one who was like, "I'm not really fucking with it." And
did that change your how you feel about Wayans Brothers movies at all? Were you like,
well, no, I was like,
scary movie ain't even that funny. Like, did it do?
I think my overall feel was like he doesn't even do stand up. Like, I didn't know he did stand up for him to, but I had never seen it. For me to feel like I should be judged by him in that moment. But I also knew that they were looking for niggas to argue. And I was like, I don't want to be the dude who's like, "Well, fuck you, Keenan. I'm right. This is the best joke. The streets need to know about how R&B's evolved from the 80s to today." So I was like, I'm not going to be that dude. So I think I was more passive than they expected. And then they couldn't really do anything with that. So I didn't have that like big blow up moment like I feel a lot of comics on that show and other competition shows have had.
Are you glad that you didn't say some shit like the fucking I'm trying to think of Keenan. I'm just Damon shit is popping in my head. But like, did you think it just kind of being like, well, the last season of In Love and Color wasn't so hot, buddy? Like, did you think about like saying something a little? Like in hindsight, do you wish maybe you could have stayed on the show longer if you had a moment? Or are you glad you just played it the way you did?
I'm glad I played it the way I did. If anything, I would have asked if I could do a different joke to start, because I think that would have helped me last a little bit longer on the show. But
do they have to approve your sets?
Yeah, so they wanted me to do my R&B joke to open. I was like, all right, cool. And I was like going after Tim Dillon, and so it's kind of crazy to see how a lot of people from my season have done since then. But at the same time, like there's a lot of these niggas I've never seen do stand up since then, also. So, but like Taylor Tomlinson was on that season, Dusty Slay, Tim Dillon, and then a lot of people I don't remember.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's funny. Last Comic Standing is one of those like shows and credits where I feel like it's kind of like American Idol-y, where it's like, oh, there's people that have gone on to do like great things and whatever, like the equivalent of an Oscar would be in stand-up comedy and Grammys and shit. Mm-hmm. But then it's also like you kind of have like the William Hung effect also, where it's like, oh, this is like a single immigrant mom with 4 kids that's doing knock-knock jokes. Or like, you know who I want to reference right now.
Yeah.
I love black comedian. Or like some old guy doing like clean, dirty jokes, and he's like 80 years old and he's doing joke book jokes. So it's like, I can see how that, those two things. But ultimately, do you feel like it's a credit that still like carries you in certain rooms?
Yeah, I think so. Because you have to remember, man, there's like at least 20,000 comedians in the U.S., if not the world. And a lot of them have no credits, right? A lot of them suck. So if you can point to something you've done as an accolade for why you should be doing 20, or you should be doing 30, you should be doing an hour, whatever the case may be, then definitely use that. All those things are tools to get better. And I think that comedy right now is they're overlooking the grind so they can just achieve the grift. Yeah. They think if I just have this one video pop off, right, like buy 1 million followers or whatever, then that'll be the thing. And it's like, you still have to write, man. You still have to do something different or new. You got to do the work. And a lot of people don't want to do the work. They just kind of want to hope that, this person will catch, and when they catch, I'll just jump on their tail. And it's like, you can't do that anymore.
Speaking of work, you're working a lot. I gotta imagine, like, if somebody doesn't like Martin Morrow, it's gonna be very annoying to turn on your TV or open your Instagram, because you are on so many sponsored posts from your national commercial. You've gotten like a lot of national commercials It's funny. I remember like Mateen was like, he said something to me like, "Hey, Martin books a bunch of national commercials. He's rich, man. He doesn't need it." And I told you that Mateen said that. You said, first off, don't listen to half the shit Mateen says. All right, because he's like, man, Martin's rich. Man, he's rich. Not to pocket watch. Not to pocket watch.
I love your voice for both of us.
She's not a real comic, but
she's not funny. I don't.
And I remember I said that about. I said Mateen said they're not a real comic, and you said, well, Mateen says that about people with Netflix specials.
Yeah, it's like, why do we keep giving this dude credence for anything he says, man?
But so, because it's funny,
Yeah.
but because you booked a lot of national commercials recently. What would your advice be to somebody that wants to book a commercial and has no representation, but they're like, I don't want to get extra work. I want to like go for like a real.
My advice, like go to those websites where they have casting things, because there are plenty of non-union. I mean, the majority of commercials are non-union.
Are you SAG?
I'm SAG, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I've been SAG since last Comic Standing. I also did Why with Hannibal Buress that year. To really dig in what that year 2015 was entailing for your boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Yeah, I would say go to those websites like Actors Access and casting networks and find like non-union stuff. And I always tell people build your resume before you start, looking for representation, because then if you although it helps, I think you have to show people your work and show your worth. And if you can show that you're palatable on screen, if you can show that you can read lines and memorize lines or improvise or do the things you need to do, then you're already going in with half the battle versus being the person who's like, oh, I need this thing will help me. Now you just have a thing, like you have a sword but no one to fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to get to some things going on right now. I think this is a good segue. You said something I really enjoyed online.
Mm-hmm.
You posted, you know what I'm about to say?
Mm-mm.
I love it. You posted, all white comedy lineups are back in LA, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. I stopped giving a shit after a while.
You shouldn't. You're at the Hollywood Improv every other Sunday. Like, you shouldn't.
Yeah. Because I love that there's this sort of contingency in the stand-up of we're the best people, we're the best human beings in the room. And it's like, that's not true at all. If you do stand-up comedy, if you choose in your lifetime to do stand-up comedy, it's because either you fucked up somewhere or something fucked up happened to you, right? Otherwise, you're just like a not funny person who's on stage.
Yes.
Yeah, because we've seen those people who've like, I have no perspective, but here's a silly thing. Get the fuck out of here.
And they're often like very naturally beautiful.
Yeah.
Because I'm like handsome and like a kind of rugged, this nigga drinks too much kind of way. Mm. But I'm not like nobody's gonna confuse me with like, I don't know, I can't think of a good looking nigga. Ray J. No, but like nobody's yeah. Like you gotta have like some like, you gotta have like a little bit of air of like, this motherfucker been through some shit.
Yeah.
Or like they had an upbringing that was just like, yeah, you're gonna wind up a little fucked up.
Yeah.
I
think where we have a rough time mapping that out is like when someone's stage presence doesn't match the energy they have off stage. Yeah. So if you are like an overly positive person on stage and like your shit isn't really talking about anything real, and then off stage you're like either super depressed or you're fucking all the time or whatever the case may be, or drunk or an addict, people are like, well, why isn't he talking about I was presented this one thing and then I'm getting this. That's why I was kind of like I think there are some comedians who got railroaded in a lot of ways because like what they were presenting, who they were presenting themselves to be was who they ended up being, and we were surprised by that shit. I'm like, Why? This nigga's been telling you on stage he hates women or he jacks off. Like, why are you now surprised by this?
So like Louis C.K., for example, it's like you fucking should have known that he's a sick piece of shit.
Yeah.
Everything in his stand-up would tell you that.
He talks about coming all the time.
Yeah.
And jacking off, and it's like, yeah, man, no,
and then I came in the face. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I can just imagine how Louis would talk about the wine.
Wow, this is delicious wine. Would niggers enjoy this wine? I don't know. That's funny. You just let him say it?
Would niggas enjoy the wine? Would niggas like the wine? Yeah, they're Ricky Gervais.
Yeah. Got it. Okay. But yeah, man, that's my one big qualm with comedy right now is we keep trying to have this competition of who is the best person. None of us are. But if you're trying, you're doing the work to be a better person, you're doing that through your art, then I respect you and would hope that you respect others in the same way.
That's why I'm not into being like the best person. I'm just into being like the realest nigga out here.
Yeah.
Because like being a good person, that's hard. But being a real nigga, that's like you got to fight a few times. You got to fight more than you would like.
Yeah.
But outside of that, you know.
No, I agree, man.
Yeah.
I'm as a fellow real nigga. I don't know why you laughed at that. As a another humble real nigga, I do believe that it's getting harder out here for us real niggas to really put 10 toes down in these streets.
Oh man, if you were an Indian comedian, I'd be so mad right now.
Do you ever do the accent?
Do I do the Indian accent? At home.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you?
Not on stage, but I have this joke I've been trying to explore of how I hate it when, because I've been wanting to talk about comedy more from as a subject.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that's always bothered me is when like comedians are like, yeah, I'm a first generation immigrant
I'm so
American.
tired of that fucking shit.
And my mom's always like, why would you go on stage? It's like, your mom doesn't sound like that, number one.
Yeah.
You're terrible as a person to shit on your parents like this after they fucking, you find out, like, if you ever talk to their parents and you're like, oh, these niggas went through shit to get you here and you're just shitting on them on stage.
Yeah.
Because you fucking can't talk about Bethany or whatever the fuck. I hate that shit so much. It's so often now.
These first generation brown comics love talking about their family, and I'm just like, could you like go get your dick sucked or like just do some drugs or like
they either shit on their family or they randomly develop a black accent.
You feel me?
Yes.
Like the whole like yo like
you know, they was saying Ashnar, why aren't you in these streets like that?
Yo, y'all listen to hip hop? Yes, niggas, the number one most listened to fucking genre. Say your pussy ass Kanye joke, nigga.
Yeah. Like yeah, man, that's just weird.
So, all right, so we had election. I don't want to do a bunch of election talk because I did that last episode, but you did hit me up saying, like, you wanted to pod about it. But I think, like, so the thing you said, like, all white comedy lineups are back. And I just, like, the tone of America right now, because, like, you know, we're on stage a lot. Tone of America right now, like, tell me if you think I'm wrong, Martin. I really feel like being white is back. Like, this white shit is, like... It's like Post Malone's country.
Yeah. Jake Paul won the fight.
Jelly Roll is like, I shouldn't know who the fuck Jelly Roll is, but I know who.
Yeah.
But and it's like he's like a country artist, but he's got like some nigga aesthetic with the face tattoos and shit.
Yeah.
But it's like he's fucking country and shit. And it's like I really feel like white shit is popping again.
Yeah,
you
man.
know?
No, they're really they were not going to be silenced. They were not going to take that shit lying down. They said, you know what? Not only are we going to win this election, we're going to win America, and we're going to put like the worst people possible in power. Like, fuck what you talk about. It's about to be rich white city. Like,
oh my God.
The dirty whites are not going to shut up about this.
America's turned into YouTube comments, dog. Like just fucking white. Fried, dog. Like,
yeah.
Fuck what you niggas talking about.
Just get over it. You already lost. All right, man. All right. What can he's so mad.
Go ahead.
Like, why do you keep trying to divide America, you loser? Like, what? Can you give me a... You niggas storm the Capitol.
Yeah.
Like, You're getting upset about a tweet.
Y'all took Nancy Pelosi's stapler. What the fuck?
Yeah. Fucking get over it, man.
What does that mean for you as a comic and content creator? Like, what does that mean to, like, does that change your like, does that make you want to be like more black? Does that make you want to be like, all right, I gotta like and when I say like the country's more white, I mean it's a lot of niggas out here acting more white. It's a lot of like Mexicans acting more white. I just mean like being white is it like in the like when we had Obama and Kendrick and Drake and my president is black, like shit was black in the 2010s.
Yeah.
Like shit felt really black, even though we only like 10-12% of the population. So I'm just saying culturally, shit is getting real white again. So I asked that to say, does the way you approach shit change at all? And just feeling the tonality of the country change?
Not necessarily. I number one, I'm always going to be black before I'm anything else, right? I am a Black American. I'm a black man. I am a black comedian. I'm a black podcaster. That's always going to come before anything else. Like if you are, we've seen it with like a lot of conservative gay people. They can be not gay all of a sudden.
Oh, gay white men is the most racist motherfuckers.
Yeah. But as soon as you see me walking, you say that's a nigga, right?
Yeah.
So this is not something I can turn off or not something that I can take off or anything like that. Every blemish, every dark mark, every part of me is me. And how I sound is how I sound. How I walk is how I walk. How I talk is how I talk. So I'll never try to be anything that I'm not, especially when it comes to, because I almost became, I won't say I almost became Republican, but them niggas was trying to recruit me at one point. They were trying hard. They're like, hey man, aren't you tired of these liberal whites and how they demonize black people and da 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 da? I was like, yeah, you got some valid points. But I knew that I did not want to take a step back from my personal values of respecting people and respecting groups. Like I think I am I wouldn't say I'm a diehard liberal, but I am a diehard humanist where I want the best for everybody.
I agree.
Yeah. And you can't throw in the elements of like, well, God does this and Jesus wouldn't fucking cut his dick off or whatever.
Man, we got alien corpses. Fuck all that.
Yeah. So, you know, I for me that's what matters most is making sure the people are right.
And that's where we align.
Yeah.
So a few other things going on right now. I want to get. You're not like an NBA guy, are you?
I'll watch it if it's on. I wouldn't say I'm a huge NBA guy.
Okay, well this isn't about like the game. So
Yeah.
LaMelo Ball post game interview got fined $100K for saying no homo, and he's been like in interviews just being real, like, you know, that's my nigga, I fuck with him, and it's like he's on like some like basic cable network station in Charlotte, which is, you know, as you know, a very Bible belt area, and he's just like he's from the fucking suburbs of Southern California, and he's biracial, so it's like he's gonna want to play up like, yeah, I'm a nigga, like even more.
Well, the biracials love that,
right? Yeah. And then Cameron went on. He's like, "Yo, you know what? It's my fault. He out here saying no homo. I take responsibility for that."
Did he pay his fine?
No.
All right, all right, then shut the fuck up. What do you? Thanks for taking the responsibility. Are you gonna pay for this shit or no? All right.
Do you think it was more like he was taking credit with pride? Like, yeah, I got niggas saying no homo still.
Yeah. Because this shit's stupid. What do you mean? Like, no one's first assumption is, oh man, that guy said he loves his friend. I bet he wants to suck his dick. Like, it's always so weird to me. Like, we say pause a lot in our podcast. Now, I think I'm the one who says it. I'm like, why are we doing this? But it's funny. Like, it has, its merits because it's funny. But it's also very like, I wasn't thinking about anything gay when I said this thing that shouldn't really be gay.
Well, I also think like niggas just like being able to say it like, yeah, man, I was eating all this meat. I had all this meat in my mouth. Pause. No homo. It's like you want to say the gay thing just so that you can say the but not in a gay way thing. Yeah. It's like
you're leaning into it. You know what you're doing. It's like it's funny.
Yeah.
Like because it was like glizzy being a thing. Like I was smoking a glizzy. Like what? You knew what you were doing when you came up with that sentence in your mouth.
Yeah, I mean, like before the term
Pause.
glizzy. Before the term glizzy, I never remember niggas liking hot dogs that much.
No.
Like a hot dog was just like, that's some shit you eat like at a ballpark or like if you walk in the streets of New York at 4 p.m. Like nobody was just like, yeah, glizzies. And now it's all you fucking hear about.
Yeah, or I think I saw like a video of a dude who would cut up his hot dog and like fucking rattle it in his hand and eat it because he didn't want. It's like, are you worried about dicks that much to where you have to cut up a hot dog like you're 4? It's insane.
Man, I remember the first time I remember culture shifting is like one of my first A rotation jokes, and this is like within a year of me doing stand up. It was I had this big no homo. Basically the joke was like I love the term no homo. I wish girls had a version because I wish a girl would be like, hey, you want to come over, watch a movie, snuggle, drink some wine, no pussy. And I was like, the joke, big hitter at the time. Yeah. Then eventually I was doing it, and like it just kept falling flat. I'm like, oh shit, this don't work no more. And that was the first time I was like, you know, you either got to change with the times or get left behind.
Yeah, but you might be able to do it again now, baby. Trump's in office, you know. Whites are back, baby. We can say whatever we want. White people.
I ain't gonna lie. I am gonna enjoy the freedom of speech in this America.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, I obviously didn't vote for him, but I am, you know.
No, when that nigga said, yeah, I'm gonna put Matt Gaetz in this bitch, you're like, oh, all right, so nothing, there are no rules. We have no rules anymore. Got it. Elon Musk is, he's on the board. He's not even American.
Yeah.
And they put him on some shit. I was like, all right, man. None of this matters.
Elon Musk is the reason Trevor Noah had to hide, you know?
Really?
No, I'm joking because they South African.
Yeah. I was going to say, I haven't heard of Trevor Noah in months.
He got the fuck up out of here. He's like, I don't need to be here. The other thing that happened today is Kendrick Lamar just dropped.
Yeah.
This is a good time. Like Ice Cube dropped, Absol got something. I really feel like LA rap music is gonna be back. Did you listen to the Kendrick at all?
I did. It was only 44 minutes. So that was a pretty easy listen.
Yeah.
There's only one song I didn't fuck with. It was like the title GNX. Whoever made that beat clearly was a Drake fan. Like they were like, you're not gonna just keep having wins on this one, my friend. But I liked it though. It's very much an album for niggas who ask if there's pork in their food before. Excuse me, is there swine in this salad?
That's fucking funny.
It is. It's like he would go back and forth in between like how he'd ruin niggas' lives and careers, and then he'd do a Bible verse. I'm like, all right, man. What was this song? Gloria. Gloria was the one that tripped me out because that was like his version of what's the Kanye, like, if you think about me now and then Homecoming, yeah, where it's like, okay, eventually he shows it's about Chicago and he's like, if you don't know now, I'm talking about that. And like this Gloria song, I'm thinking he's talking about his baby mama and shit. And then at the end he goes, and yeah, it's about my pen. My bitch is my pen. I'm like, all right, nigga. What? How many pins?
You not fucking with the metaphor?
No, not that one. Not that. That I like the song, but the reveal of it, it was like if you take the mask off of a Scooby-Doo villain and it's a pin.
You know what? Like my biggest kind of takeaway is like from this album is so he's got the line where he's like, I saw Snoop Dogg post Taylor Made. I hope it was the edibles. Is Snoop, and then Snoop today posted, it was the edibles. That's a classic, Kendrick. Like I love how just like Snoop don't take himself seriously at all. He just like, yeah, that nigga right. But the thing is, like, Kendrick was like, yeah, like, I got the Super Bowl, and the only person that congratulated me was Nas, and, like, people don't fuck. And I'm like, and Drake has the same sentiment, and I kind of think both Kendrick and Drake, I kind of think, like, a lot of people don't fuck with them in the industry.
Yeah.
That's, like, my biggest takeaway. It's like...
sad nigga energy.
Well, you think they both have sad nigga energy?
Yeah, but in different ways. I think Kendrick carries his,
This is, like, inner city...
Yeah, where you're like, you saw a nigga get shot in the face, so that's why you act like this. Whereas I think Drake is very much like, he just wants to have a sense of belonging, and so when he didn't get that from like female attention, then he was like, okay, what if I dress up like a gangster? All right, that's not doing it. What if I put my hair up in a bun and I like fucking do kissy faces? Maybe that'll do it. And then niggas called him a pedophile. I was like, there's no You don't even have to be a pedophile. You get called a pedophile, it's like, it's a rap, bro.
And you don't even have an accuser.
No, man. I call hella people pedophiles all the time. If I don't like them, guess what, buddy? You're a fucking pedophile, as far as I know. I'll put that shit on like 9 different Reddit accounts.
Jesus, that's fucking wild. That's diabolical right there. Man. But it's a cool project. It's I'm listening to it and I'm kind of like, all right, I don't really hear a song right now where I'm like, oh, that shit's gonna ring off at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, but I also
that's what I was looking for too. Like, which one of these is the Super Bowl song?
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, maybe that what's it the TV joint or whatever, one of the mustard joints was it.
It's like mustard when he does that.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be like a medley, but it's just like a really cool grown man album. And it's like I want to sit with it longer. Obviously, I don't want to just come out giving it a review, but I'm just gonna say good project.
Yeah,
good project.
I think Damn is my favorite Kendrick album, and then Good Kid, Mad City still my second favorite. But I think if I could do another listen to this and some other Kendrick albums, I'd put it up there.
You know what? Did you hear that new Ice Cube song, Ego?
No, I've not listened to any new Ice Cube songs.
Can I please send it to you and just tell me it's just a bop?
All right, please send it to me. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I sound so washed saying like, yo, you heard that Ice Cube? Like, I didn't even like it coming out my mouth the way it did.
Yeah. Like, oh, the nigga from what's the movie where they're traveling with a family?
Are we there yet?
Are we there yet?
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, man.
I don't like seeing Ice Cube.
The nigga from 21 Jump Street?
The nigga from All About the Benjamins. Okay, that's my Ice Cube. I don't. That's O'Shea. I don't know O'Shea. All right, I know Cube.
Yeah. I'm Ice Cube. I'm angry in a situation I don't need to be mad at. Like, all right, Cube. Why are you yelling, man? You're in church. We came here to rob the church. All right, Ice.
You wouldn't take a role in Ice Cube movie?
Oh, in a heartbeat.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Would
you? I feel like we have friends who like constantly go online and shit on directors or movies and stuff like that, or movies. I'll do any fucking movie or any show, right? I've any role. It's funny because the audition I did earlier, I was like, they're like, yo, what kind of character do you like to play? And I'm like, oh, I play low status pretty well, like someone who just kind of takes the brunt of the joke. And I'm fine with that. Here's the thing, I'm fine with that being my bread and butter until it becomes people who are outside of my circle or who are not paying me trying to make me that person. That's kind of when I don't want to say crash out, but I'm like, all right, nigga, you gotta calm down. You're typing to me in a YouTube comment, so shut the fuck up.
I remember when we was in Seattle. By the way, I apologize for being a bit of an asshole in Seattle.
Thank you.
I apologize.
I appreciate it.
I was being a little bit of, even though that nigga was the worst comedy club owner I ever met. Outside of that, I will say I still was I got really sick and I was. My bad. I was being a bit of an asshole.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. I'm like also one of them niggas where it's like I won't like apologize for some shit. I'll just be like, "Hey, you want a drink?" Like 2 weeks later. Like I don't. But my bad.
Thank you.
But I forget what the fuck I was gonna say now.
We're in Seattle.
Okay, yeah. No, but it's like so. A thing with being a comedian is like we don't always know when we're being assholes, and. So I have a better read if I'm being an asshole with you than if I'm being an asshole with like a friend that's not a comedian. So I want to do a segment right now, first time on the show, called "Am I an Asshole for This?"
All right.
About things interactions we've had with non-comedians. I'll go first.
Okay.
So it's, by the way, you did a joke about, you got this joke I really like about black dudes that dye their hair either going through like a quarter life crisis or they question their sexuality.
Yeah.
This friend is both of those.
Okay.
I wouldn't say he's a friend. It's like we both just kind of live near a certain bar and we just all drink together and we had mutual friends.
Yeah.
And then we would drink together at this bar, but it's like that's kind of more a proximity friendship.
A bar associate.
A bar associate.
Yeah.
But it's like I wouldn't be like he never came to my birthday. He didn't like we never did really shit outside of that. So anyways, he hit me up one day out the blue. And this is like, I'm very sensitive about, like, if you don't come to my fucking birthday, I'm like, the most feminine thing about me is like, I take birthdays very personally.
That's not feminine. That's good.
Thank Thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe some only child shit.
This is that no homo fucking policy we were talking about earlier, where it's like niggas can't enjoy nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. They don't let us men just be like, yeah, I like my birthday. That's not feminine. You should be able to like your birthday. You don't know when you're gonna have the last one.
I'm saying, like, I feel like even with I pulled up to your birthday. What's up? You want anything? What we doing? What we doing? Where we going? I'm with y'all. So it's like I feel like if you really somebody's friend, they fucking birthday is about them. So I take that. Anyways, I was like, hey, what's up? It's my birthday. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm busy with some shit. And I'm like, okay. And then so anyways, he hit me up like months later during the Netflix is a Joke Fest. And he was like, yo, I got tickets to see Shane Gillis. You want to come? And I just flat out, he said, yo, you free? I said, yeah, what's up? And he said, I got tickets to see Shane Gillis. You want to come? And I said, no. That's it. I didn't say, no, I'm kind of busy, or like, no, I'm just kind of thinking. And I feel like I'm not an asshole for that, because I'm like, nigga, I'm selling tickets to you'd be like, oh, I got to make one of your shows. You never come to one of my shows, nigga.
That makes it different.
Yeah. And it's like, you fucking, it's like, I don't want to see him like squint his eyes up for, like, no disrespect to Shane Gillis, but just like, he's going to be all right.
Yeah.
I'm not. Like, Shane Gillis got Steph Curry coming up to him after a game going, I know who you are, dog. I don't have that shit. Steph don't know who the fuck I am. Like, come to my shit, bitch ass nigga. You know, so am I an asshole for just being like, no? Because then I ran into him, not to cut you off, but I ran into him the other night. I was with Ralph Guerra.
And this is the first time you've seen him since then?
First time I've seen him since then.
That was my question.
And then he was like, yeah, man, the way you just said no, like, I was like, I'm never inviting this nigga to anything ever again. And he was just so, like, fucking offended.
His hair still dyed, isn't it?
Oh, it's the blondest it's ever been.
Yeah, I mean, he's going crazy on the dick.
And
he's doing backflips on it, bro.
Then he said to me, he said, I said, I didn't know you took it so sensitive. I was like, bro, I didn't know you so sensitive. And I did like my Lyall, because I'm a gaslighter and a gatekeeper. I admit it. I'm like, you probably don't have enough black friends. And he's like, okay, that's true. But like, no, bro, like, look, I am gay and I am sensitive. And I'm like, oh God. It's like, I felt like Hank Hill, like, oh God. And then, but anyways, am I an asshole for that?
No, and there's also, you can be gay and not sensitive. We've met plenty of like gay niggas that are very mean. In fact, I'd say sometimes gay niggas are the meanest of people.
Oh, I would say so.
Yeah. But regardless, no, I think that we have taken away the value of no, right? If I say no to something, that should be it. I should, like, as somebody who asked me for a ride that would have taken me out of my way the other day, right? And I, for whatever reason, said, like, no, unfortunately, I can't. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, how's that unfortunate? I need to get gas. I got shit I got to do. I got to get home. I got to, like, walk my dog. I got meetings. I got phone calls I got to make. Like, I'm already thinking about all the things I have to do to why I gave you this no, but I'm still being considerate of you when my reasoning for my no, it's not even selfish. It's like, you sprung this thing on me. So we can't devalue no. Especially, again, as men. I mean, really anybody, but I think as a man, we have this fear of what no could mean, of like, oh man, it's getting in a friendship, or if I say no to her, then she might not want to fuck me later, might not talk to me, or if I say no to this, then they might not book me later, whatever. But no is no. Like we have to take that back, right?
Yeah.
We dudes get raped on time, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Like,
yes.
We don't have the autonomy to say no and have that no have its value in just being fucking no. Right? Like, oh, no, you what do you mean you can't go see Shane Gillis? They have to guilt you into doing it, and now you're just like, you're shoving your guilt dick into my face. It's like, no, man, why can I just not want to fucking go? I don't know you that well. I don't want to see Shane Gillis. Like, there could be any myriad of reasons, but also it could just be fucking no. It has to be that simple.
Well, my thing is, like, I don't want to have to explain, like motherfucker, all the shows I got, and you gonna invite me to go see a comedian that, like, that's like the same age as me and much more successful than me. How the fuck do you think that makes me, like, I don't want to do that shit. Yeah. I mean, Shane's a little older than me, but still, it's like, I don't want to fucking know. Like, because to me, there's something kind of insensitive about inviting, like, an actor to a play, a comedian to a comedy show. I think there's just something a little, assholey about that.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. And honestly, sometimes I feel like I pick up like, okay, this is what this guy did that worked, and maybe how would I frame that, or how, what are they doing with their movement that might be something that I could pick up on or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, how are you investing in me the same way you're investing in this, millionaire comedian or whatever the case may be?
Yeah. Anyways, that's my shit. Do you have a one, Martin?
Yeah, man. So like you said, it's election season. I can be a little political, but I'm very snarky. I can be a little bit of an asshole with my politics. And it, like you said earlier, do I ever feel like I'm better than people from back home? Some of them, yeah. So I posted this status on Facebook and Instagram that was like, it's a big week for people who read with their finger under each word.
I saw that.
and this one guy from my high school was very offended by this, and he was like, y'all wander while y'all lose, or something like that, but he spelled it WANDER. And I was like, this is a fucking open like field goal with no one, whatever, right? So I'm like, yeah, I bet you do a lot of wandering. And it got like all these likes. Like every response he had with me, I would just go back and fucking kill him. And
it's an open fast break right there.
Dude, it was the best. And I said he fucked farm animals, and he was like, yeah, well, I got more money than you, and I drove this type of car and this type of car. And I looked up his job, and he works at a car dealership, and I was like, yeah, nigga, because you work there. You weren't driving it because you own it. You're driving it because someone wanted to test the shit out. So his sister ends up hitting me up, right? And his sister was like, hey, can you take that stuff down? Like, that's
I gotta ask, because this matters. Does she look attractive?
She's pretty, yeah. But we've been friends since high school. But she also is still from Alabama, you know what I mean? So she was like, well, that's my blood, and I feel like when you said that he's gonna be stupid forever, that's saying I'm gonna be dumb, and you said he fucks farm animals and he doesn't fuck farm animals. And so I said if he apologizes to me, I'll take it down. And then he refused to apologize. And at that juncture, I was like, okay, well, then this is staying up. And then I think she either he just blocked me on his own accord, or she convinced him to just block me and leave it alone. But then her and I ended up having a big back and forth where she was saying yeah, but I'm making the most money I've ever made, but the price of groceries is gone up. And I'm like, well, the price of groceries, you're taking the money that you're making right now and not using that as a juxtaposition of how well politics is helping you, or the current state of politics, or shit being democratic. But you're also but eggs, the eggs has nothing to do with that. So I kept sending her anytime Trump would fuck up or do something crazy, or some shit that she didn't know anything about tariffs and all that stuff. So every day I would send her something to where she was like, hey, can you just unsubscribe me from, I don't want to know any more about politics for 4 years. So was I the asshole in that situation?
So here's the thing. One of the 48 laws of power is don't go past winning. You went past winning.
Okay.
So it's with the brother, in the clear, you did nothing wrong. Mm-hmm. With the sister, it's she was trying to do right, and she was just here, Mr. Martin, just hear me out. And you were just all right, listen, you little dumb farm animal. You didn't call her that, but it's a sentiment.
I think in my mind, I felt like I was easy on both of them, because her and I, we've known each other for a while, you know what I mean? And and so I was like, there's shit I could say to your brother that would ruin your relationship and would definitely ruin our friendship, because I'm telling your brother shit about our friendship, right? And
what does that mean?
We
You know what I meant when I say what does that mean?
Yeah. We'll talk about it off. But
fair enough.
Yeah, but that kind of thing of what would ruin his image of his sister? I could have fucked Thanksgiving up. So in my mind, I'm I was nice because I didn't do any of that shit. So I don't know.
I would say you weren't an asshole. You just dabbled in jackassery.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say you were an asshole.
Okay, because she did say I was acting like an ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
But not an
fair.
asshole. You weren't an asshole.
All right, I'll take it. I'll be an Aspen at the hole.
Yeah. That's what I say. As we close things up, you've been what, living in LA like 5 years or so?
7 years.
7 years. All right. I want to do rapid fire LA questions with you. So I'll start off first. Best place to sleep in your car?
Ooh, if you find somewhere by a park, because the police won't bother you. But make sure you put your keys in the trunk.
Best day trip within a 2-hour drive?
Ooh, Venice Beach.
Worst area to go out drinking?
Anywhere without parking.
Most slept on area of LA?
The Valley, North Hollywood.
I'm with that. Best way to celebrate booking a TV gig?
Not telling your friends so they don't try to milk you for your money.
Best place to network outside of a comedy club?
Ooh, there any like SAG events. Yeah.
Okay. And one more. I will say, thing LA needs to fix.
Parking and potholes. Yeah.
All right, you got something for me?
I do, yes. What is the best place that says they'll tow you but doesn't actually tow you?
Residential area. Any residential area.
Okay. Best tacos.
Ooh, any truck. Any taco stand.
Okay. Best place to watch a game where people aren't gonna be obnoxious.
Honor Bar, Beverly Hills.
All right. Best place to see niggas fighting.
Inglewood.
That's all I got.
Martin Morrow, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lyall.
And that's a wrap.